Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So, please ignore the fact I'm not wearing any makeup. And I'm in my pyjamas. I bought this from Primark whilst shopping for everyone's Christmas presents and thought that I'd buy it for myself because it's super comfy and soft. Yeah, it's Christmas Eve as I film this, which is why I have no makeup on and I'm still in my pyjamas. I've spent the day like cleaning my house and just about nothing else. Yes, on to the video. So, back in 2018, I posted a video setting up my bullet journal, and that was this bullet journal. It is a Dingbats journal, and it has an elephant on the front, and it's a grey colour. I really like this journal, and I've used it for the last 2 years, and thought, now that I have used a real bullet journal for 2 years, that I could comment on what I do like and what I don't like, and hopefully you guys can decide if you want to start one. So, things I don't like, we'll go with first. The weekly spread. If, like me, you work 9 to 5 and you have a planner for your 9 to 5 somewhere separate, most of the setup that people do online is irrelevant because I don't need to know just about anything Monday to Friday, so the weekly spread that... the weekly spread that everyone sets up is pretty pointless because Monday to Friday when I come home all I do really is clean and watch telly. That's about the extent that it goes, and it's pretty repetitive, so I don't ever need to write down what I'm doing because I know, because I have an app on my phone that tells me everything I need to do anyway. So yes, that's that. Number 2, the monthly layout, where you put, so you have all your days and you have 1 to wherever, how many days there are in the month. Also kind of pointless, I never put anything on there. I never even put people's birthdays on there, because at the start of this, I'm going to open it up, you had a thing, like you set up a page that tells you everyone's birthday. So I set up everyone's birthday, sorry if that's really bright. So then when it came to like the monthly one, trying to turn the page, there was really no point to me having anything in them. This was just like Valentine's Day and my exam. That's it, that's all that's on it. What a waste of a page. Yeah, so slightly pointless. Number 3, people tend to track their habits and their mood in bullet journals. I have a whole app on tracking my habits, and I find that way more helpful, mainly because it tells me at times where I've set up saying like, have you drunk your water today? Have you done your chores today? Have you done your gymming today? And I need those reminders so I forget. And then I'm doing my bullet journal at bedtime and I'm like, oh, I've not drunk any water today. I haven't done my gymming, but it's like 11 o'clock, so I can't do it now. And it was just slightly pointless. It is good to be able to see at the end of the year. So I had one before this that wasn't like a dotted one, like a bullet journal, it was more just lines. But I found that one, when I look back, it was helpful because when you can see that you've had a couple days in a row, you want to keep it on, which is good, it motivates you a lot. But it's also not very good when you just completely forget about it for a week and then realise you've forgotten all your habits for a week. Number 4 is a lot of people online have really fancy drawings in these, and I cannot draw for the life of me. I'm really bad at drawing. I attempted it for the first like 2 months and then gave up because I couldn't do it. So I've looked online at some minimalist ones, but also they still seem to be drawings on a lot of these minimalist people's bullet journals, and I just wasn't for drawing. So yeah, that kind of made me not want to do it. I forgot what number we're on, I think it's 5 now. This is not 5, this is 6. 5 would be, my writing is huge and messy, so in these, I'm not sure if these lines are standard to normal lines, but I don't know if you can see on this page where I wrote a whole lot, but my writing is not only on a slant because I cannot stick to one line, but also my writing is bigger than one line. I'm not going to show it up because it's actually writing about like stuff going on in my life. But yeah, my writing is pretty large and pretty messy, so for that reason, I'm not a big fan of bullet journals. But there are things that I really like about a bullet journal. I don't know why I keep putting this over it, because I keep pulling it back off. Okay, things I like about the bullet journal. The good thing about bullet journal is because it's not set up anyway, literally when I have a random idea, I'll either just find a page where I've got like half things wrote, so like here, there's like a giant blank spot, if there's something that I want to write, and it doesn't really need to go back to it, I just want to make a note of something, like, just ideas really, I'll just squiggle a line underneath and start writing, and it doesn't matter because it's my bullet journal, and I know in the future that little line means I've come back at a previous point and decided to write here, which I think is good. Or like if there's something big, I can just grab a new page. Let's try to find one and just grab, no, not that one, like this, just like a new page, and just doodle over the 2 pages of what I want to do, which is handy because obviously in a planner you have set out pages and you're doing that on that page no matter what. You can't really put anything else in it. But this, you can do whatever you like. Revision. This is really helpful with revision because you can set everything out the way that you want it. I do this. So basically I put my time scale from 6 from when I get home until 10 o'clock at night, and then I put down things that I need to do when it comes to revision to keep me on track, which is ultra handy. I know people put this for like food as well, like if you care about tracking your food, I have a food tracker on my phone which then tells me how many calories and everything are in it, and I'm not gonna lie, I barely ever use that, so it's slightly pointless. I did try it for a while but it just didn't work for me. I have a lot of things in here set up which I have enjoyed using over the last 2 years. For instance, my dream log. I have some weird dreams, so I write down all of my weird dreams that I would maybe like to read back over, and actually it fascinates me reading back over my dreams. They are normally quite odd. I also have a car log, which basically just says like when I've had an MOT in a service or things that have gone wrong with my car. It's also a good way to keep a record of your goals, because I used to make goals every year, but then once the year had ended I just kind of deleted it. As this is on paper in a booklet, it's stuff like it's there. I can see what my goals were at the start of 2018 and I can see that I filled them. Always lovely. Other things that I really liked. Medicine, so I keep on you anytime I've been to the doctors to see what's wrong with me. I also did, let's try to find it, this is going to be a hard one to find. I was ill back in Feb 2018, I felt really ill, so I just put together my own little tracker of things that I wanted to track. So I put down literally the days down, and then it has dizziness level, the time, how warm it was, how many calories I'd eaten at that point, if I'd had any water, and if like what I was doing. So for instance on the 3rd it said I felt mildly dizzy at 6 p.m, I felt very hot, I'd eaten 1,300 calories and it was whilst I was standing up, which came in handy when I took it to the doctors because, well, no, it didn't really come in handy because the doctors told me they didn't know what was wrong with me. But yeah, I thought it was handy, and I did realise that sometimes it correlated to food. So those days that it was correlating to food, I realised that I just needed to eat more and at a regular time, which is good. Another thing I think the bullet journals are helpful for is if you're learning a language. I have mentioned in my previous video that I'm trying to learn German, so I can write down little German things wherever I want, kind of like a journal more than a diary, because that's what a bullet journal really is, isn't it? It's a diary, but now I can just write out whatever day I want and then write a little quote for the day, a little message. I don't know what that banging is, don't know if you can hear it, but it is quite annoying. Yeah, so I think for some things a bullet journal is really handy. For like most things, for me, not particularly. I have gone and purchased a new bullet journal, not from Dingbats, although I do really like this company and I have really loved this journal. I have purchased a new one, not from Dingbats, mainly because this one, it's very structured in the sense of once I finish this, like that's it, that's this one gone, put in a folder, and it is finished. My sister actually bought me a ring binder similar to this, but has like pages that you can take out, like a final fax I think it's called. So what I've done is I've purchased a hole punch, and I've purchased smaller little booklets that I can put in, hole punch in, and then create in my own way. My intentions is to have one for keeping track of my goals, journaling. There's a list. I'll read you my list of what's going to be in it. So my first one will be like my version of the bullet journal. So it will have at the start a very small calendar. It's going to keep my dream log, a log of my car, a health log, my yearly goals, a monthly gratitude, a page to have. Basically, I have a page that has all my achievements throughout the year. So I want a page of achievements, things I've read, and places I've travelled. And then it'll be reviewing my goals for the month, setting up my goals for the month, checking how my YouTube's done, writing my German little sentences, writing any like English kind of journal. When I just want to rant, I like to write that in my journal. Yeah, that's basically will be in the first one. So that one's just like just keeping track of random things really, and then I'm going to have a second one which will be vocab in German, and then a third one which will just be random stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else. Yeah, because, so that doesn't make much sense, random stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else. That's kind of what a bullet journal is for. Basically, when learning German, I want to have a place to put random learning stuff. So when I'm watching like YouTube channels and stuff in German, when words come up, I write them down. But I don't want to put that in my vocab book because there's obviously no vocab. No. The third book is going to have random stuff in it, mainly because whilst learning German, I've realised that I want a German book that focuses on grammar, because that's something I really struggle at, understanding like why you say things certain ways and how to do it and remembering those. So I want one that specifies that, and then I want one that's more vocab and random stuff. So any words that I'm watching, any words from a series that I'm watching that I don't know, I'll put in there. And then the English version, like people say that they write down like song lyrics, that'll be in there. So anything towards learning German that is not specific grammar rules will go in that booklet, basically. So if I'm looking, basically I've asked for a textbook in German, all of the writing out my textbook will go in this third booklet, basically. Yes, that was the longest way of saying anything I think in my life. Yes, that is it. That is my views on a bullet journal, and why I will sadly not be keeping this one, even though there is still about 50 pages left in it, which I know is not great, but I have had this for 2 years now, and I have loved it and cherished it and used it quite regularly for things I needed it for. As I said, like, I don't have any weekly logs in here, so think about it. People put down weeklies. There's 52 weeks in a year. They take up half a page. So that would take up like 20 odd pages. I can't bother to do the maths too well. 26 pages. Yeah. So realistically, if I'd done that for 2 years, that would be my whole 50 pages left. So if I'd done the same as everyone else and set up weekly logs, this would have been filled. So I feel like I deserve a new one, realistically. And the bullet journal method thing that I've going with from now on has less pages. This has 180, my other one has, I think, either 40 or 80, so it is very small. That is what I intended. I didn't want it to be massive because, as I said, I don't really use it. I used 30 pages from this last year. Yeah, that's it. I'm really sad to say goodbye to this. It's not going in the bin. I'm going to keep this forever, same as my 2017 one. I have actually seen earlier, it's in my cupboard, and I looked over it quickly. Yeah, I'm really sad to say goodbye, but I'm excited to start a new chapter in the new year. I hope you're all having a lovely Boxing Day when you're watching this, if you're watching this the day that it goes up, if I get it up on time. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like. If you have any ideas of what you would like to see in the new year, then comment below if you like the video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I've noticed that I've not mentioned YouTube when talking about this at all. That's because I use an app called Asana, which I do all of my YouTube stuff in. I don't put in bullet journals at all, mainly because, I don't know, that just works best for me. So, some things work best online, some things work best on paper. For me, my dream log is one of those things that I have to write on paper. Don't know, it just, writing it on my phone or online just doesn't feel right. So, I'm going to keep it to the way that I do. And yeah, that's it. I hope this hasn't been too rambly. I'm pretty sure I have though. Sorry about that. If you'd like to see my new one, I won't be able to set her up and everything before the new year because this is actually the last video of the year. Yeah, so I won't be able to show you a setup before the new year, but if you'd like to see, I'm sure I could put a video up of how I set everything up, if you'd like to see. Yeah. If you use a bullet journal, let me know if there's any pages that you actually found that were just not helpful at all in your daily life, or if there's anything that you found extra helpful. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've said all this stuff before. I'm going to stop now. See you guys soon. Enjoy. Have a happy new year. Bye.